to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any changes to the agenda? Anything anybody wants to add? If not, we need a motion.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Approval of the minutes of the February 12th, 2024 Park Commission meeting and the cow meeting which followed. I didn't see anything in the minutes that needed changing,
Or did I?
so I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You signed the per diem slips already. Secretary's report.
Nothing to report.
Good article.
Oh, thanks, yeah. Get out
Solid.
there.
I like it.
Okay. Treasurer's report. And I would like to make an addition to the treasurer's report so that we can add the invoice from Ace Pyro for half of our fireworks. So we can turn that over to the township and have them send that check in.
What is the total?
10 flat.
10,000, yeah. Thank you, Chris.
Other than normal utility bills, the only
About to ask you.
other bill other than that Ace Pyro bill for $10,000 that was just added was one of the dumpster bills for Clum Brothers for concrete removal at Parmalee Park for $309. With that, utilities, the $10,000 bill brings our total of our treasurer's report to $10,720.82.
Okay,
I'll motion to approve it.
all right.
Second. Aye.
Carol, I.
Aye.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Motion passes. I did not get a report from Community Ed this time, so we will just move right on. Mr. Taylor from St. Paul Lutheran Church is here to talk to us about the property behind the church.
Yeah, I am the newly elected church council president. We are in the preliminary stages of exploring whether to possibly sell off land in the back of the church. I haven't looked into all the requirements. I'm aware that, I'm sure that as minimum it would be require a survey and review of the existing parking. And if we decided to sell it to a commercial entity, that raises a lot of questions about what type of organization. Would it mesh with our own mission in the community? I don't think we'd want to sell it to a marijuana
Dollar General.
Dispensary.
facility. But at any rate, we're just in the preliminary phase of exploring this. And I had heard that there might be some interest, part of the Park Commission, in possibly talking about purchasing it. I have nothing to present other than to let you know that we are in the preliminary stages. If and when it came to pass, obviously required church council and congregation to approve it. There is a lot of sentiment within the congregation to do something that would be a benefit other than just vacant, unused land. So whenever you all would like to talk about that and consider whether it's in your interest or not. Then when we get more concrete materials, then maybe we can talk about it at a future date.
Sounds good. We were interested, but we were waiting kind of to see what he was going to ask. Dollar-wise.
Where exactly?
Our biggest thing is, yeah, what exactly, how much of the property
Right.
and what you guys will be
Where
asking.
would you
What's
like to
the-
split it?
What's the wing or the area that tracks, like that, all that type of information was factors in our consideration.
But no, yeah, I mean, I believe township's definitely interested in it.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
have-
right up against the park.
We have
Right.
no idea of what the value is. I'm sure probably need an appraiser to, experienced appraiser to calculate what it would be, and obviously a surveyor to map out exactly what it is. It's roughly everything behind what the preschool and daycare
That's
uses
all
for
that.
their playground area. So anyway, at any rate, as time goes along, if our interest continues and your interest, and at some point we perhaps talk again about it.
If you'd like to talk to your congregation and see if there's any interest in a portion of the parking lot at the north end with it.
I know that in baseball season, I know that everybody uses that northern strip. I'm sure any negotiation, any transfer definitely would involve at least the right to park there. That would give you additional parking for those using the back of it. So at any rate,
All right.
No, we appreciate it. Keep us
Yes.
informed.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
thank you very much. Good night.
Good night. That brings us to public comment, 2 minutes. Anybody wish to make a comment?
This is free comment time?
This is comment time for anything on the agenda.
Public comment time for anything on the agenda
Yep.
that you want to say your piece
Yeah.
before we have our discussions on it.
Fireworks trade fair, car park, tennis, pickleball courts, and skate park pump track, any of those items?
Yeah, well, I think what brought us all in here, is the skate park bump track.
You gotta
Say your name.
Yes.
Sorry.
Name, address.
Corey Clevenger, 7604 Wildfire, Temple, Michigan. What brought me in here is the talk of the bump track and disposing of baseball fields at Car Park or possibly White Park. I think what's going on in this community is a baseball rush. I think I've coached at 3B since 2018. From then on, I feel like they sell out. They even have kids on a waiting list, and I noticed we're short on fields. There's not enough fields for everybody. And then as the kids grow up and they want a next level, they become travel ball. There's 5 travel ball teams in this local area. Car Park right now is with the Black Ops. And what we're doing with the kids, I think, is great. We have 5 teams fighting for one field, and we're still looking for another field. So the thought of ripping up our field that a $10,000 grant was just awarded to us is what brought me in here. I want to make sure, my voice is heard instead of going to Facebook and see if there's other discussions that can be had. And I know 3B, Lady Mules, they have upwards of 10 teams. So girls softball's big, boys baseball's big, and I think if you have your ears in the community, you realize baseball's thriving in this county. I don't think skateboard or bump tracks is something that would do this community good. I don't think it would do harm. I just don't think with the ears to the streets, it's what we would be looking for as a community.
Thank you, appreciate your comment. And we're still in the preliminary phases, nothing's been decided yet.
Yep, and I just think my voice being heard would just be the start.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Gail King, 1056 West Temperance. In regards to, I've been following the parks for some time, years. The issue, and I brought it up at the township meeting, the public doesn't seem to support the parks. They've said outright, no millages. They won't support a millage. I know the township have you going through this, the preliminary. It's too bad we couldn't do a survey first, you know. I was going to suggest you guys put something out at the trade fair. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it has to be from Bedford Township residents, not Toledo, not Sylvania. It needs to be, would you be interested in, and would you not be interested in, and would you support a millage? I mean, there's properties here that the township should be focusing on to buy for these fields. You have the school with Indian Creek, that whole property set up over there. The issue is that your parks are for everybody. And there seems to be this idea that one particular sport or one particular event has to be what everybody else is interested in. And so we've got to take care of the seniors, we got to take care of the little kids, we got to take care of the big kids. I remember putting together Indian Creek for the girls softball, and it wasn't the parks that did it, it was the parents. I mean, we were out there clearing fields and so forth and so on, and Ken Weaver and that group there did a wonderful job of putting that all together. And now we have the townships not even willing to pay to have our maintenance people mow it because we don't have a big enough maintenance crew. So we've kind of reached a situation where the parks need to be put back on as a priority in this township. And you're duly elected, but the property's not yours except for 2 of them. And they don't seem to, the board doesn't seem to be supporting them. So even the mindset that some of these parks that belong to the parks, you can't get maintenance and you can't get the township board to support you, give them to the county. I mean, there's.
Dale, that's your time. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Gail. Anyone else? Now's your time, go ahead.
Yeah, Kyle Young, 2052 Briarwood. Obviously, you know, I'm here on behalf of 3B, President of 3B Baseball. Just to kind of echo what Corey stated, I mean, baseball is massive in this area, softball, you know, almost just as much. And taking out the limited resources that we have as far as fields go is just not wise, in my opinion. And I think, you know, anybody who's tied in with a baseball or softball organization would side the same way. You know, Sylvania has a fantastic skate park. Make the drive, go down there. I don't think there's a big call for that in this area, but there is a big call for baseball and softball. And taking a diamond away from kids and, you know, just leading more kids into video games and everything else because we're taking away their outside resources just isn't wise, in my opinion.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Troy Lusky, 1027 Oakmont Drive, Temperance. I kind of want to reiterate a point that I think I'm part of 3B. I coach travel baseball as well. I don't think any of us are necessarily against a skate park. We're just against losing a baseball field for the skate park. And like you said, the number one complaint about baseball in this area is there's not enough space, not enough spots for everybody. And so nobody in here is anti-skate park. We just don't want to lose the limited resource we have in baseball fields for a skate park.
Thank you, appreciate that. Anyone else?
Well, I never miss an opportunity. At the last board meeting, at the last board meeting, we talked at length about the skate park and the pump track. And I thought the board, and I never heap praise on the board, but I thought at least they thought about it. They talked about some strategic planning for something involved in this. And I think you folks are going to be involved heavily. This is going to be a step-by-step process. Your first step was the $16,000 to get the study going. Todd brought that up. I think that's the important first step. But you also have to think about the collateral damage that might happen depending upon what decisions you make going forward as to where this is going to be a 2-part program, a 1-part program, a no-part program, because you still have to find the funding to make this work. So you have, I think you're going the right way. Let's get it designed, have an idea, because you can't go to anyone and ask for money unless they have something in hand that makes some sense, whatever that is.
Thank you. Anyone else? There'll be another opportunity later.
public comment again.
Yep. All right. Fireworks. We already got that on the,
Treasurer's report, items with fireworks, one, Chaz, I don't know how much you want to be involved with it, or if you can make contact with the same food trucks, Purple Penguin and so forth that were there.
Yeah, I can text them.
We would have
See.
to make, do you wanna make a decision on the permit fee?
What's the date on it?
That was the next part.
Yeah.
We, and I'm talking with Ace Pyro, have not set an official day. What I was presenting and just making sure everybody's in agreement. Downtown Toledo and all the main shows this year are, the way the 4th falls on a Thursday, are actually going to be looking like how it all is going to be that Saturday prior to the 4th, like the 29th, 30th. We generally always a week ahead, so I was looking at our dates of being June 21st, that Friday evening, with a rain date of Saturday the 22nd. Any reason why those dates don't work, or
not that I could think
we're
of,
always the
but-
week ahead, and every other township like Maumee, Perrysburg, Erie, Luna, they all do theirs that week prior to like the main downtown show, so we're following suit and kind of doing the same thing.
And Ace Pyros.
Yeah, they just need a date from us, and I wanted to bring it up at this to, hey, red flag, is there any reason why the 21st doesn't work?
That I know.
Then we're setting June 21st as the fireworks date. 22nd Saturday is a rain date, dusk like usual, which now I can confirm, now that I have the date, I will confirm with Dr. Schultz that we can move it back to the stadium where they can launch out of the softball field in the back corner behind junior high. And the event will be, I'll confirm that with you guys separately, just once I get an approval from him. So let food trucks know and all that, that's the date we're aiming.
You want to motion that, or just?
We
add
probably
your
should,
motions
yep.
and-
Yeah.
Motion for June 21st with a rain date to
Second.
22nd, location pending.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay.
All right.
That's all I have for fireworks and update.
Good. Trade fair, Saturday, March 9th.
Oh, I have one more for fireworks.
Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted a motion to lower our permit fee for the food trucks down to $100.
I thought it was.
No, we moved it to $300, I think, last year, and yeah, I believe it was 300 last year.
It was 100.
No, 'cause some
Either
food
way,
trucks
I'll
didn't-
motion for food truck permit to be at $100.
I'll
You're
second.
seconding, he motioned.
Okay, I'm seconding that.
Aye.
Sounds good. Aye.
Aye.
Sure.
Pass.
So trade fair is Saturday, March 9th. Originally, we thought we could go with the township on theirs.
We can go with the township
We
table.
can't
We are an entity
according
of
to
the
the
township.
people at the trade fair who said that.
I read the rules, there's nothing in there that says we can't, we're an
Well,
entity of the
They
township.
said we can't.
And in our minutes that we approved, we
We've-
motioned to be
we've
at
already
the
paid
township
for it.
table. We motioned to be at the township table and not buy a table.
And why doesn't the
So-
township move next to us?
We don't need a table.
Why are they way at the other end?
We don't need a table.
There's
It's not that I don't,
always
it's
been,
not that.
it's always been that way.
we
It's
don't
always
have-
been the fire department, the parks, and the township. Last year, the township was way the heck in the other corner. So that's what they're doing this year. Why? Why aren't they next to us? If they want to be next to us, if they want to bring us back into the township, get their table next to us. We've
My
got things
point
to
is we-
present. We've got things to present for the tennis courts and the pickleball courts and the possible skate park. We've got all this that we've got to set up and present at the table. We've got to do some kind of a survey to see if people are interested in the skate park and pump track. We've got to have room at the table to do that. We can't do that at the township table where there's 3 other people politicking while we're trying to get information out
Especially
there.
in an election.
Tell me where to sit, I'll try to be
We need our
there.
own table.
Regardless, we motion,
And you can
These
sit
minutes.
at the township table if you want. I will be sitting at the
I thought-
park table.
I know, but we motioned, we voted, and then you voted no. And
That's
lost
right.
on the vote, and then just went and did what you wanted anyway.
I didn't do what I wanted to do. It was presented to me from the BBA that that is not allowed because the rules that they put forth with the township pays for 3 tables. Boom. We're one of them.
So we don't have to pay anything.
So
We
the
don't have to
township
pay
has
anything.
separate rules than the rest of their customers?
Yes.
If it's already done, there's a
Yeah, they
table,
do.
what are we arguing about?
Right. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying, be at the table for an hour or 2 if you can. If you can make it, great. If you can't,
Well, I won't
Yeah.
approve that bill when it comes. So,
you want to
there shouldn't be a bill,
Yeah.
right?
Township's paying
There
for it,
should
there's
be,
nothing
though.
to approve.
The township doesn't pay for that, bill comes to us, it came to us last year.
How much are we talking? How much is this?
It's just a few hundred dollars.
I think it's $300, something like that. $295, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, we've got our own table. So, moving on, approval of car park, tennis, pickleball courts plans. Are we to the point where we want to approve that right now, or do we want to put that off for a little bit until we decide on where we definitely want to put those
Who do you want
pickleball
to jump in
courts?
on this? Because I'll jump in on it first.
Go ahead, jump in.
After discussion of the Cal meeting, getting all this information back from Mannequin Smith, and taking long-term consideration of the skate park pump track idea, this major issue and project and locations with everything, I don't think we're at an approval point to say, hey, township, we want to hear for this X amount of dollars. I think we've got this information back now. We can, as Lamar and the public has brought to attention, it needs to be systematically approached and done, and this would be rushing this project to locking it into here. I mean, I didn't know until 20 minutes ago that our design included 6 courts and was expanding that large, and that's why the cost is up.
Who gave them this?
I don't know.
Who did Mannequin
'Cause I
Smith talk to?
I don't
here?
think
Me.
the size of the project needs to be this
And this
large.
was, I've spoken clearly about the 6 courts and tennis courts since day one.
Okay, so Mannequin Smith needs, did they come and present this? I wasn't here.
No.
No.
Okay, so Mannequin Smith needs to come and make a
You want
presentation.
them to come, that's fine.
Yeah, and then we can have back and forth and say, no, we don't want it that big, we want this, we want
Would
that.
Mannequin Smith be involved any further?
There's no reason to approve
Like,
this.
at this
If we move
point,
it, if
yeah.
we move it.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
if we approve it, then what's Mannequin Smith
They
doing?
manage and oversee.
Please, they've got their hands in your pocket, dude, they're gonna,
Okay, I'm just,
they will
I'm
be
just
involved in the
asking.
entire process
They
until
will-
there's a
they'll put
ball
the bid
bouncing
specs
out.
out.
Hell, yes.
They'll put the bid specs out, and then they'll do project inspections throughout the project and at the end of the project.
Is that one of these things in the items, I guess?
No, that's
That's
paid for.
that's just to pay for this. That's a part of what we already approved, the 10,500 that we approved for the engineering for the project.
So that's already.
Which will probably go up when going back to them numerous times, which is fine, as long as it gets done right.
So just so we're clear, just so we're on the same page here, all these nice baseball, softball people here, you've paid $10,000 to get Mannequin Smith to draw up this 4 little page plan,
Nah, that's about 2,500 of it.
okay? And for, what are our total here? $250,000? And then you approved, and the township approved as well, what, 16,000?
Yep.
For someone else to draw up plans for a pump park,
For the skate park.
skate park, pump park, whatever you
Skate
wanna call
pump
it,
track
sure.
combo.
It's gonna be 800 to $1 million-ish by the time they get it built, right?
Depending on what they go with, yep.
How much money have we invested in ball diamonds?
But here
Anybody?
is,
About 10,000.
here's what I
About
told
10,000, but they also have a good.
during the
chunk
Cal
of
meeting
property.
before you two were here. This is why I told them they need to hold off on this.
That's why I'm saying.
Because the board, we will not approve sticking that pump track at Parmalee. Parmalee's a shithole. It's gonna get destroyed. So that leaves White Park or Car Park. White Park is busy. Both my kids played 3B baseball. I've had to park at Indian Creek and the skate park. You know it's gonna bring people up from Toledo.
You voted to approve it, or would you vote to approve it?
I'd vote to approve it, but that's what I was telling these guys at
Our
the, here at
discussions
the, it was part of discussion at the Cow, so if you put it here at Car Park, move the pickleball and tennis courts to Parmalee, stick that over there. So then you can stick your little pump track here. So, but the plans for this are for Parmalee, that's why depending on where you guys are gonna stick this potential skate park at, pump track,
Which we won't know.
I think you need to, because
They
the
need
board, I mean, Andrew and Carol can tell you, the board will, if you guys want to put the skate park at Parmalee, it will not get approved. We will vote no on it. I'll tell you that right now. They're not, they want it stuck back there.
I think if I played pickleball and this has been in process and now some skate park pie in the sky craziness is impeding with a real plan that had been in motion for pickleball, I'd be swinging my pickleball racket.
Oh, just wait, next week this will be filled with pickleball.
Well, no, I mean, like this, I think we go ahead, like, we're here, we do it, it's Park Park, it's a beautiful spot, they did the thing, the pickleball people are.
Hotheads all fight, it'd be fantastic.
No, I mean, I think the pickleball community has done its due diligence, has presented to us, appears to be residents that deserve their support, whereas the other facility may not even be residents and is
That
way
plan
out
is
of
good.
cost, like.
Those drawings for the pickleball courts and everything else, and there's room to stick it at Parmalee. They take care, the pickleball people take care of their stuff. I don't see that getting vandalized.
No,
Like,
the only
there's
thing
gonna
we
have
would
to
need is
do-
Manic to,
Move it.
like I said, it's gonna require a survey and so forth and a little extra cost, is to draw this, but fitting it where we're tearing out a skate park net.
I'm just saying, at this point, you guys, I don't think you're ready to send this to the
I don't
board.
think so either.
I
I'd
don't
like to
either.
make a motion that we have another cow meeting on the pickleball plans in relation to where we wanna put them, and have Manikin Smith.
What else would what would get us, I don't know, I mean, it seems like we're there, like, it's there. Just because now there's a slab at Parmalee that has recently
You're talking about
materialized.
projects that we're looking at spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on for 20+ years, and we're gonna jump on a whim and plan it somewhere and then not
This
have
isn't-
the
I mean, we've had
while-
this in the
while
works
we're in
for a
this-
while.
We haven't. We've had Manikin Smith over the summer. We had one meeting at an outdoor park that said, yeah, we'll let Manikin Smith draw some ideas up. Here we are.
That was it.
That's all we've had.
I mean, there's pickleball players have been coming to our meetings for years,
No.
engaging us. You know, maybe they should have come here more in between the big meeting where they all.
Only
showed
when
up.
it counts for them is.
I hear
when it
ya. I
shows.
mean, you wish they were always here, but then again, I mean, we don't always talk pickleball, but like.
No, but I'm telling you right now, when you're talking, adding the two projects combined, you're talking about probably $1.3 million in spending. We need to take the time to do this right and not just whims. I mean, if you want to approve it.
I think this is right,
Go
and
ahead.
the skate park, unfortunately, is way out of proportion to this township and what we've got going on, and it's gone, and that's the deal, and it's gone.
In
And
terms
putting a
of,
new, you know,
in terms of doing this and functioning, the skate park is like 2 months behind this because the skate park, once they do what has been approved, is going to have the exact same thing presented to us. That's as far as this is, and that's as far as that is.
Okay, we got a motion on the table? Yes, you made a motion.
did anyone? I mean, I'll make a motion to send this to Township Hall, and
The motion
motion's
open right
already
now
open.
is
Yeah, it was for
pausing.
another committee of the whole meeting on the
And I will
pickleball court
second
plans, with having Manikin Smith come present. And
It's an
discussion
additional
on
cost.
location.
Manikin Smith comes to present.
we just had a cow meeting on it.
I'm just saying, they'll, you know, if that's what you want, there will be an additional cost for them to be here.
For the $10,000 that we're getting, it has to be more than this 4 pieces of paper.
That
spent
includes,
about-
that's
That
all
my
the way.
kid could have drawn with a ruler.
That 10,000 was through the project of oversight and everything. This is the
Okay,
first
so,
quarter
so then they
portion.
won't charge us additional to come back
Should.
and go over the
For
plans.
hours, they probably will.
Sorry?
For the hour
I
that
mean,
it
it'll
takes
be in
them.
that 10,005, I mean, it's, and it may go over.
There's pictures, there's 6 courts, it's over here. I mean,
Okay, so we had a
Shabam,
motion,
huh?
we had a
Let's go.
second.
Okay,
Do
motion second, there you go.
Motion second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
no.
No.
Aye,
I say
all
you made the motion.
What's the point of a cow? Why have
So when do we
a
do this cow?
Why not have them present in a meeting so that we can actually get something done?
I don't think it necessarily
Let's
needs to
do
be
a
a cow
cow
meeting. It
meeting
just-
before the next meeting.
Go ahead.
They'll be.
You're not supposed to sit here and openly talk a whole bunch
Right.
at a regular meeting.
No? Too
So
late.
they
Too
did
much
not get
time,
approved,
obviously.
and we're waiting for, so approval, disapproval, wait for cow, which.
We're waiting for Manikin Smith to
To
present.
present in the next one.
Leave it at that. Okay, skate park pump track update. We've pretty much talked about that already.
That's
But we
already
presented
covered.
it to the township on Tuesday at their last meeting. They do not want it at Parmalee. There was a lot of back and forth. Mr. Asa Beckham was available. He answered all the questions about the design and what he's capable of doing. They approved the $16,000 for up to 3 different sites. So we're not talking just Carr. We're gonna, decide some other sites in the township that they're gonna go ahead. They're gonna do what they need to do as far as geo, whatever it is, and,
They survey it, they plot it. I
Survey
mean, they
it.
do the same thing that we have for these courts.
right. And then they're gonna decide on the one that they think is the best fit. Also include with that are public meetings where they get together and you guys get to come and give your input on that. and that's for all 3 sites. So there's a lot involved in that 16,000 that we pay them, or will be paying them to do. So that's the update.
Pieces that.
What fund is that 16,000 coming out of?
Assigned park fund,
Sorry?
the assigned park fund, the old rainy day fund.
So things we need to decide and what's going to be in the works now that that is approved is that 3 parts is, I mean, the next step is where do we want them to do a site analysis?
Which we do in the COW meeting, at our next COW meeting here, so.
We don't vote on anything in the COW meeting, we
No.
can
No, we
discuss
don't.
it.
That's
We can
what,
discuss
that's
it.
where all the talking gets done,
Yeah.
at the cow meeting.
So
Like
We do
Chris
that,
said,
and
these
then
board
that would be-
meetings.
that's
Our
where
next
we're at
meeting
with that,
in
and
March.
why I'm saying pause this for a minute, because pending what we come up with there on that could have an effect on this. And you can coordinate both in unison to do it properly than rushing it.
It's probably gonna take a while, because we're probably gonna wait to get the results back from those 3 parks that we
Yep.
talked about, and then we can
They said it's
decide on
roughly a
this.
3 to 4 month process
Yeah, so it's not like gonna happen next week.
to where we have an actual conceptual design and a site picked and details. We know this is a long-term process. Likely, unless you're rerunning, it's going to be a new board that's pushing this. We're doing it.
Yeah, I know.
We're doing it to where if this is something that the township's going to do, we're doing step 1. We're doing the proper planning, the proper looking into all these aspects, discussing these pieces, and getting a proper, it's not calling a random builder to come, hey, here's an idea of a design and this is what it's gonna cost to build. This is same thing like having Mannequin Smith do these courts. It's a full outlook of everything with a lot to consider.
All right, let's move on to the parks update. I have nothing new for Ansted. Cars Grove,
Roof replacement will be happening, it should be completed by, they know this hall is booked to the 9th and the 10th of March. They're planning either the 2 weeks prior or a week prior, it's the next week or the following to have the roof done here.
okay.
We have plans back for that, we've discussed, that's all I've got for car.
Parmalee,
Skate park's coming out. You know,
I got a nice
pretty wild.
email from the person that's in charge of the, what is it, Civic Club over there, and said, thank you
Oh,
very
yeah?
much for taking care of that.
Oh, and the
Getting it
building,
all
yeah, is way
done.
out. Yeah. The building's long
The
gone. so
building's
they-
long gone, he was real happy about that, so.
Yep, I mean, moving
Yeah,
along.
we've been talking about tearing that up for 3 years.
20.
All right,
It's happened.
Samaria,
Just the interior of the hall's dirty.
Same
I mean,
here.
that's, but other than that, nothing new over there. I mean, it's pretty, that park's really slow. I mean, not a lot of people go there. So, yeah, I think there's like one guy that goes there with his son pretty regularly. A couple people walk their dog in the woods out there. Other than that, when it's not baseball season, it's not getting used. And then even with the size of the diamond, the baseball team that's there said most likely in the park, the issue of parking, they're probably only gonna practice there and not play any games there. Because the diamond's too small and there's not enough parking. So it's not really feasible.
Okay.
all right. White, anything on White?
No, I sent Al a list of things that I wanted done that he was gonna send on to Pat. I dropped off the newly redone sign today that they're supposed to put that one up and take down the old one so I can get the old one redone, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay. I was in today to the township and they said that the baseball contracts are not all signed yet, so I don't know if you guys have gone in and signed your contracts, but that's what they, I don't know, and she didn't tell me which one, she said if it was Black Ops or if it was.
There's one, I know
the other.
3B has at least one signature, and then we need them signed too. We need RN signed, which will be at our next meeting's gonna be back at the hall, I do believe. They're gonna put the contracts up there because I believe, Carol, you signed your end of them. You have to sign
I
them.
guess it's the secretary,
Yes.
huh?
Yes,
You don't
the
have it in those
secretary will
envelopes?
have to.
No? Alright.
No, they're at the hall. So
Yeah, they keep them there.
you can either stop in anytime you want and sign them, you know, they're clerk's part.
They're ready to be signed
Yeah.
by me and
Yeah.
whatever
They've been
parties.
ready for over a year.
Yep, they're ready
So.
anytime, so.
Okay.
So your secretary or your, president of your organization, whoever, just stop in, clerk, pull it out, and he can sign it for you. Okay? All right. Wheeler Preserve, nothing new at Wheeler?
Not that I've seen.
Anything about pocket parks? Had any complaints? Nothing going on there?
Good news, good news.
All right, comments from the public? Anybody else?
I'll make one last comment, and perhaps the chair will correct me if I'm wrong. I heard like 18 months or 2 years before this skate park / pump track might be installed. And so in the interim, while you're talking about these other issues, you got to figure out how that's going to impact your current decisions between now and then. So if we're talking, we're not talking 24, not talking maybe 25, 26 before it might be constructed, if indeed it is constructed. So in the interim, we're talking about pickleball courts, and I don't know what else might come up. So you're going to have not only issues involving these skate park and or the pump track, but other programs that you're thinking about putting in place and how they might be impacted not only today, tomorrow, but 2 years from now. So again, strategic thinking on this process, unlike the first roundabout that fell in a hole only because no one knew how to run a strategic plan with something that large. So this is something that you guys, I'm sure you can make it work. It's just going to take time and you have to go slow. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I want to comment about, I coach a couple teams that practice will be practicing at Samaria Park. I know that property with the church got purchased, is all residential now, and I talked to that family, offered donations to park in that lot, and they are pretty adamant, which is their right, it's their property, about not letting anybody. So that basically eliminates games being able to be played there, because we're at like 17 or 18 parking spots at Samaria, which is a shame, because Bedford Select as a organization has dumped thousands of dollars over the years into that field. But we will be practicing there, and I know I've already talked to 2 or 3 Lady Mules teams and Bedford Elite about using that field to practice as well. So, will the field upkeep, we do a lot of field upkeep, but like the grass will still get cut on a relative normal basis. And then, do they do any weed treating out there?
At this time, no.
They are currently still attempting to, they still have to take their test to be approved for spraying chemicals.
For spraying chemicals?
Yeah,
Throughout
they took classes last
And
year, and
the
they're working on
maintenance
trying to get their test scheduled to be fully certified, to legally be allowed to spray chemicals, fertilizers.
We had approved a company to begin kind of doing that at our fields to see about that, to try to make grass fields, and it got turned down by township. They never unfolded.
Okay, and if I wanted to spray like organic weed killer, is that fine? I know like Roundup is something that you have to like.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Nothing, not even organic or anything?
Unfortunately, because of the size,
Okay,
yeah, it's very well regulated.
okay,
You have to have all sorts of certifications and stuff like that, because of runoff and everything like that.
yeah,
That's
okay.
why we put in a lot of work. We were gonna do Samaria and Carr as sample parks to see how it went, how well it treated, and the
Yeah,
township hall said no.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like a pre-approved
No, sir.
formula you can use or something like that.
Since that point, our maintenance department's working on, and they've been getting piece by piece the certification on to be able to do that. They're
Okay.
not there yet,
Okay.
unfortunately. We're pushing more.
Hoping they would be by spring.
We'll just go the old-fashioned way and
Hey, the kids, get them out there. Anybody else, comments?
Carol?
Yes?
Gail King, 1056 West Temperance. First off, the township, that Manick and Smith, there should have been a contract. You should be able to tell whether they can speak to you. And you get Manick and Smith because that's who the township has a contract with. So the bump track, you're pulling in somebody different out of the blue. So this will be a good thing to have happen. As far as weeds and whatever, these are public parks. They don't belong to the ball fields. They don't belong to anybody. They're public, and that's why they have to be really strict with that. The conservation district and stuff has sprays or whatever, but the guys are taking theirs to the ag department. Wheeler, I hate to put another thing on your list, but it'll be the Green Ribbon Week. And we talked last year about being involved with the Green Ribbon group out of the Toledo Metro Parks and how we could involve the parks here because they're overseeing getting rid of the invasive species over there. So just,
Keep that in mind.
well, yeah, let me know. I mean, I can help you with stuff if need be for that initiative because we talked about involving the library and all these other groups, the garden club and so forth and so on for that whole week of having people up here, so.
Blue Week. What they call it, Blue Week?
It's Green Ribbon.
Okay. That's it, commissioners' comments.
You guys need anything from me?
No, because we didn't approve anything.
Well, I'm saying, you want anything on the agenda? You need anything on there?
Not at this time.
Not at this time.
Thanks for that, Les.
No, I think the presentation was good at the meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
That was nice, ASIC, like.
Team meeting.
Yeah, that worked out real
Yeah,
good.
thank our crew.
Yeah, that worked out
They did a
good,
great
guys.
job.
That was the first time that we've used that system like
It
that.
worked awesome.
Yeah, that was good. I thought he presented well.
We did.
Yeah, everyone, so it's just like you guys, you can see the board is on, all except for Joe Gore. Joe Gore hates kids, everybody. He voted no. But,
So,
Joe Gore's the only one with common sense.
no. Joe Gore he's all over the place. He'll vote yes, he'll vote no, he'll vote. He's not the same across the board.
He's got enough kids that he's learned to tell them every once in a while.
Joe's a cunt.
Other people, especially in election year, have not.
Joe will tell his wife tells him.
Anything?
But,
Nothing comment.
You're done?
yeah, anything, well, we have another cow, so we'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Go ahead, Chris, anything else?
No.
No? Trying to think, I don't think I have anything else.
I'll speak to the public comments earlier, especially with baseball programs. I don't know what's come up or said. I'm completely adamant on if the skate park pump track mix in the pickleball courts, tennis courts, if this is projects that are going to go through in that, I'm 100% adamant on absolutely not interfering with what we have to give to the community in terms of baseball and that. I'm completely on that side. I grew up playing baseball in this community. I know even at that time it was limited in capacity. I have absolutely no agenda to remove any type of field with these types of projects. I want them to work in unison to where, like we discussed at the township meeting, I'm completely adamant on a major project like that can't go at White Park strictly for parking alone. We can't add another major item into that field when the baseball tournaments alone completely pack that place.
Yep.
I've in my head that site located like that's not even an option. That's why I want to wait on location here to see where it can be feasible and adamant. Other than that, like I'm in complete support of baseball. I know that a reason why this push for skate pump and park tracks and these other pieces is we do have to think about the community as a whole. It's not strictly just baseball. It's not, as Gail kind of commented on, like we are taking out a skate park and something we did offer to the youth. This is to try to replace what's been taken out. We're not just adding something new back. We are adding new, but better.
I was gonna ask, that was my comment. Where did the notion come from that a baseball field would go away? Did someone say that? Where did anyone
I think
hear
it had
that?
been
It was
mentioned in
brought up to the
township,
board meeting.
they put it at White
Board
Park and
meeting.
take one of the
Because-
corner fields out.
Like with that
Someone
skate
just said
park-
that? One of the guys?
And it's
Yeah.
definitely not in my plans.
It's not my plans either, guys.
I don't think that would ever pass. I don't see a need to take a field out when we're already limited in this capacity, so that's
So
at least
just one
my
of the
stance on it.
trustees made a comment in passing.
Wasn't the trustee?
No, it was the gentleman.
All right, we're
It was
gonna-
the gentleman from the company presenting, I do believe.
Ace
Oh, really?
said it, or
It wasn't even a
He
township.
may have said,
I
yeah.
think he did, because of the amount of space at Parmalee, if it were to stay there.
I
He
think
was
that's where
talking.
they told him to look at putting it or something. but
Yeah,
Fair enough,
it's-
okay.
yeah, when he originally.
There's
was
no
looking,
way-
it's not-
I didn't think it came from anybody. I was
There's,
thinking,
no,
so,
yeah, there's no
We
way
talked
that
about
it
purchasing
can
that
handle the
strip
parking.
behind the church over here. We thought that the pump track would fit there. If-
But none of us have said anything about a baseball field going away.
removing
Yeah,
a field.
good.
No. And I don't pay attention to what's going on in social media, so all the comments that went on, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't get involved in that. So it's a good thing you came to the meeting and let us know.
No, I think a lot of us want to be more involved with what's going on in the parks.
Yeah.
And
we appreciate that.
Yeah, we do,
From
yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah, and come to the
Aaron?
meeting, because what
Okay.
happens on social media
That was.
is not always
You're good.
what's fact.
Okay.
Jazz?
The park board has shown that they will approve most things that walk through the door. So baseball and softball parents bring improvement plans for the diamonds, bring drawings, bring cost estimates, bring things, right? We had 12 pickleballers show up and we spend $16,000 to design pickleball courts. We had 4 skateboarders show up and we spend $16,000 to design a skate park. So if you want money, we're handing out checks, okay? Just bring us designs and things that we don't have to work at. We don't have to do any of the legwork. If it's filled out and it's easy for us to say, yeah, we like that idea and sign a check, we'll do it.
Why do I feel like you don't actually need much?
No, I 100% need that. I 100% need that.
I mean,
It's Christmas, man.
All right, next park meet will be Monday, March 11th, back at the Township Government Center, because they won't be having voting there anymore, so we'll be back. All right, I adjourn.